Shalom everyone! I would like to share something special to you tonight. It's about Hanukkah. And what is Hanukkah? Hanukkah is a beautiful celebration for 8 days. 8 days of light. 8 days that bring us memory that God is with us wherever we are, in whatever condition we are. God is with us. His presence is with us. And what is this about? It's about 165 BC. This story began like that. In Israel, in Judah, there was a king, Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth. He was a king that was ruling with a lot of oppression to Israel people. He didn't want them to worship God with freedom. Antiochus didn't want them to make the circumcision to the children. He didn't want them to keep the Shabbat, that they keep the Shabbat. And he was oppressing them a lot. So the Jewish people rose against that king, and they got agreed together. Mattathias, the priest, he convocated all Israel people to fight against them, to fight again and be free and set free all people. And this king got so upset that when they saw that Israel were having a revolution, he went to the temple and he took the temple. And Antiochus, he made abomination in the temple. He started to make sacrifice to the false god like Zeus, and he was killing pigs like sacrifice to Zeus, and they spread out the blood of the porkies, of the pigs. And that was really a big abomination, and Israel didn't understand that, because the temple is holy. It's a temple in which presence was and is God forever. So when the battle took like 2 years, sort of like that, Mattathias was killed, and his son continued the battle, and all the people follow him. And Judas Maccabees was his son, and he continued the battle. And a couple years later, they got the victory, and finally the Syrians were taken out of the temple and out of Judah. And that was amazing. When they got into the temple, the menorah that was in the temple, they found a few oil that only was going to last for a day. And the miracle thing that happened when they put the oil into the menorah is the candelabrum of 7 branches. That means the Spirit of God. This means the presence of God in the temple, like a symbolic meaning of the presence of God. The menorah have to be lighted all days, all the time, the 365 days of the year. But the few oil that they found, that was only for 1 day. It was not enough for all the 8 days to do a new one, but because they didn't have anything. The temple was taken by the Greeks, and they didn't have any tools, anything to do oil. So they put one little thing of oil in the menorah, and they were cleaning the temple for 8 days. In these 8 days, they could clean everything of all abomination. And the miracle was that the oil endured for 8 days. The 8 days that they were there cleaning, the oil was always there lighting the menorah. And that's why this season we celebrate Hanukkah, the days of the lights of the day of the dedication. And that's why we put 9 branches menorah because this represent the 8 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, and the 9 represent the presence of God. That is the 8 days that God was lighting the menorah, and he was in the middle. He was among all the people. He was protecting them. He was with all of them. And this is the medical thing. And that was so historical moment that even Jesus Christ, even Yeshua celebrate the dedication fest. And it's in the Bible that he was going to go to Jerusalem to celebrate the dedication fest. And that is beautiful. And I want you all to know that God is with us. It's a beautiful promise. This is our menorah. We made it with my husband. It's very like artisan. We like it. We like natural things. And every day we start a new light. From 8 days, we are starting every candle lights. And the middle one represents Yeshua or represent God, that they are one. Yeshua and God are one. And first, we light the Yeshua candle, and then the first day or the first night of Hanukkah. That was yesterday, and now we are going to start this again, and the second one, and tomorrow the Yeshua's one, and the third one, and then the fourth, up to the 8th. And the last day is beautiful because in the last day we start all the candles because it's the 8th miracle day. And that's what I wanted to share with all of you. I love this because it's a historical, beautiful tradition and was real and came from God. And if something is worthy to celebrate in this season, is Hanukkah. May God bless you. I wish you all the peace, all the shalom of our Father. Amen.